Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle-earth here with some information on the new friendliness feature that's being added to the game. It's adjusting the respect system and how that works. So some new information coming up, as well as a little bit of math. I'm not an expert, I'm not claiming to be, but I'm going to show you the information and you can make the decision yourself. But I had someone send me a calculator to kind of show this, and I'm going to do that. But just bear in mind, I am not the expert, and so I'm just going to share my kind of personal perspective and this information with a calculator. So again, this respect-ish update coming up. Stay tuned. Okay, so if you are not in the Discord and didn't see this, I'm going to read through this very quickly so you can see what's kind of happening here with this new update. This is happening on the 11th, so in about 5 days from this video. It says, "Dear Tacticians, there are various characters in the lore of Lord of the Rings. Each one of them has a distinct background and compelling story. These characters manifest in our games as commanders and help all tacticians on their journeys in Middle-earth." Yep, commanders are essential lead armies in the game and can be trained based on each tactician's preference. A new friendliness feature has been added to the game, and released contents have been adjusted and optimized as follows, so that all tacticians shall be able to obtain their favorite commanders earlier, expediting the exploration process. So at least what they're claiming is the purpose of this update is to allow players to have commanders sooner, earlier. Having read through this once, I think my quick synopsis is I do think this is good for free-to-play, new players, light spenders, that kind of thing, but we're going to get into some math at the end so you can make the decision for yourself. But again, Matham chests are a big RNG fest anyway, so the whole thing is just kind of chaotic to me. But anyway, number one, commander statuses. There's going to be friendly and respectful. Previously, there was just like once you unlocked them, you had their respect, you unlocked them. Now there is friendly and respectful. In the old version, you could recruit a commander after sending them gifts or obtaining their invitation letter so that their respect reaches a certain level. In the new version, there'll be the new friendly and respectful. So if you can see here on the Gandalf the Grey, there is the 1,000 point for Gandalf the Grey and 3,000. So this is friendly right here. And this is the actual unlock at 3,000 respect for tier 2. So again, we can see here the actual table for the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 commanders. The amount of respect needed to unlock them is here, and the amount needed for the friendly level is right there. Friendly commanders will enjoy the following features compared to respectful commanders. So the difference between having them unlocked all the way and having a friendly relationship with them or whatever. The level cap of the commanders is 20. They can't go beyond level 20. And you can only equip a weapon on them, no other equipment. So the armor, the chest piece, the helmet, or the accessory. So just a weapon and level 20 with the friendly respect system. Now, once you unlock a commander all the way, you then unlock the rest of your equipment slots. Again, I would have to assume that at friendly use, you just get the first 2 trees, the R0 trees that you can use. They didn't specify anywhere that you can only use one of them or anything like that. But I think it'll be like having them unlocked at respect 0 and only being able to put a sword on them or a weapon on them, and the level cap being 20. Now, without overloading this video with math, because we started getting into it in a stream and it was just like, I just do not like math, so I don't love this. They are changing how invitation full unlocks work for commanders. So previously there was the 1 in 1,000 chance. Now the drop rate, these are incorrect. This is tier 2 and tier 3 here. These are not correct. This is incorrect on the sheet. But these are the current drop rates. It's 1 in 1,000. The big one we're looking at is tier 3s. Let's be honest. The rest of them, the chances are already not horrible. So, you know, a lot of people get a lot of tier 1s and tier 2s over time. Tier 3s are the big ones that people want to know about. So it's changing from being 1 in 1,000, you can obtain it one time and you get 9,000 respect, to 0.3%. So around 1 in 300 or 1 in 330, you can obtain it 3 times and the respect you get is 3,000. So everything's kind of cut in a third, and the percent is increased 3 times. Now, for me, at face value, again, not being a math expert, to me, they're already so unlikely, and you never open Mathams planning to get them. It just happens. Like sometimes it's a free pull and you're like, oh my gosh, it's just crazy. Sometimes you open 1,000 Mathams and you don't get one, you know? So to me, it's already a big RNG fest. So if this potentially happens more often, or if I have a commander that I've already started working towards a hard unlock and I only need a little bit more, it being more likely to happen, it is nice. It makes sense to me. Players that are newer can more quick there. If you're already hard unlocking, you can kind of help speed that up. It makes some sense to me. And I think overall for players that are new to the game, I think it seems okay. Now, I want to cover some math because it was sent to me, and I want to do my due diligence to make sure I'm conveying the information. But again, as I've said 500 times, I'm not a math expert. I don't want to be a math expert. I don't like math very much at all. So this is a calculator that's sent to me that kind of compares the actual percentages and how it works if you're trying to get all three of these versus one of this. And the question is, analytically speaking, mathematically, whatever, looking at the percentage and all this stuff, taking all that into consideration, is this actually worse or better? And what people are thinking that have shared this is that it's worse. So I'll let you guys make your decision based on this, but I'm just information sharing. Yes, that's all. That's it. Okay, so again, like I said, not an expert, just sharing the information. The question was, like, when you're opening 100 Mathoms, what are the percent chances? Again, I don't think anyone's expecting to pull a tier 3 out of 100. So I think this is where you kind of lose me, where I'm like, I'm not opening in 100 thinking, what is my chance to pull a tier 3? Or what is my chance to pull 3 tier 3s in this case? But for those who like the analytics, it has required hits 3, number of trials 100, so 100 Mathoms being opened, the probability here being 0.3%. And the percentage we get in this calculator is the percent chance of you to do this is 0.35%. So that's that. Then here, this is the old percentage, the current one still, a probability 0.1%, 1 required hit because we have the less chance of probability, but only 1 hit needed, the same 100 Mathoms being opened, and percent chance jumps up to 9.52. Now, the way I see Mathoms is, again, I'm not thinking of it mathematically. I'm just thinking, look, every single Mathom I have has a chance to be 1 in 1,000 for a tier 3 letter right now. And now every single Mathom I have is going to have a 1 in 300 chance. Now, I understand there are things that go into it, like the fact that you're getting less respect from them, the fact that you need 3 to get the same amount, the fact that there are different commanders, all those things. So I'm just sharing this for those who really care about that analytical side. But again, for me, every single one has a 1 in 1,000 chance. And so now it's less. So I like that. But again, maybe once we get into it, it'll make more sense. But that's that calculation right there. Now, again, this is 1,000 Mathoms being opened, saying the probability is still that 0.3, requiring 3 hits. It says the percent chance of you getting all those in a batch of 1,000 is 57, while the chance, the old statistic of 0.1 requiring 1 is 63. So the percent chance, to me, the gap closes a lot the more you open. Again, I'm not a math expert. I just look at it at a single Mathom value. Do what you will with this information, just trying to make it clear, because there was some concern that this was more on the scamming side of things. For me, again, I just think about it one Mathom at a time. That's just me. Think about your Mathoms how you like. I just want to communicate the information. Now, in terms of where I think this will be useful in the game, I do think for players that are just starting out who want to get started, if you're kind of waiting to unlock the commanders you want to use, or the commanders that are in the meta or whatever it is, it just allows you to unlock them sooner and start using them. So the issue is that there's such a restriction. You can only use the weapon here, and you can only go to level 20. So to me, my thought is the benefit I see is if you're in season, this allows you to start using a commander sooner if you plan on fully unlocking them by the time they get to level 20. Or you get them level 20, and then as soon as you unlock them, you keep pushing them further. Thinking about commanders like Gandalf the Grey, if you're just starting, some tier 1 evil commanders that are really solid, like your Khaldun or Agrima, maybe. Those commanders who you would want to start with. Or again, maybe you're starting and you're going from roleplay to non-roleplay for the first time. You don't have a lot of one side, like Gandalf the Grey. So you want to get him as soon as possible. And you just want to get enough to start with, like the first day for him. Even level 20, which is probably plenty for the first day, and then move forward from there. I think, to me, that's going to add some helpfulness, but it seems just like kind of a weird change. Again, maybe people are wanting this. Maybe it'll play out. We talked on stream on my main account, for example. I've got like 6,000 out of 9,000 respect on a Black Serpent, for example. So to me, my chances of pulling him and unlocking him have now increased because I only need 3,000 more. But again, there's a lot of variables that go into it. So I just wanted to put that information out there. If you're overloaded, join the club, because I am as well. Again, every time you open Mathoms, you should not be expecting anything, because to me, it's a big ol' RNG fest. And sometimes I have the craziest luck and I'll full pull a tier 3, or I'll open one thing and, I get, I don't know, like, unfortunately couldn't get a tier 3 full pull on stream to prove a point. But again, to me, every time you open it, you shouldn't be expecting a whole lot. So that doesn't change for me. But I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. Do you like this update? Do you not like it? Does the math make sense to you? We had a lot of different opinions on stream, so maybe if you were the expert and you can, if this makes sense and how it works, please feel free to share. I'll pin a comment if it makes enough sense and we feel like that's the right answer. But for me, it's already an RNG fest, so I don't know. Just passing information along. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Open Mathems. Be smart with your Mathems. It's all kind of gambling at the end of the day. So be smart with it. Enjoy the game, and we'll see you guys in the next video.